Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
What are we doing?
So,
hi everyone.
Hello everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched Baahubali 2.
Baahubali 2.
The conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what that means.
ప్రాణ త్యాగానికైనా వెనుకాడబోనని రాజమాత శివగామీదేవి సాక్షిగా ప్రమాణం చేస్తున్నాను.
Oh, man. Well, I had a few suspicions, and they were all confirmed.
Yeah. Happy Thursday, everyone. This is one from our Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So we just watched Classic. It's brought to you by Andrew Maguire.
Now, did Andrew Maguire also have us watch the first one?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Andrew is responsible for us watching this series. This is the Baahubali series out of India.
I think so.
All right, I don't have the exact thing. In front of me. If you have listened to our review of the first one, which I believe is titled "The Beginning," right?
Yes. Yeah.
We really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, these movies fucking rip.
These movies are great,
and they're both on Netflix. So
there's nothing stopping you from watching these movies.
Right. The only thing that will get in your way is that they have a combined runtime of a little over 4 hours.
Yeah, but like
almost 5 hours.
Motherfuckers are going to be watching Unsolved Mysteries for that long.
Oh, Unsolved Mysteries came out.
Yeah, that's out. People got time right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, we're going into the July 4th weekend. You can sit down and watch this epic action adventure movie.
Yeah.
Because it's really one movie.
Yes. It's one epic movie.
Yeah.
I will say that it does... it is one movie, but they definitely built these two movies as two different movies because they actually mirror each other. Because the movies start with a romantic, like, flirting and teasing in both of them.
Yes.
And then it turned into a fucking war.
Yeah, and then things get real goddamn serious.
Yeah, things get fucking over the top.
Yes.
They're great.
Dave, he surfs on a bunch of flaming cows.
He really does. he surfs a bunch of flaming cows so he can break a dam and kill a bunch of people.
He drops a dam on the Bandit King.
Oh my god.
Remember, he just stakes him down right in front of the dam.
He sure does. And then the guy has to just watch the dam break.
He just has to watch helplessly as millions of pounds of water crush him to death.
These movies are fucking fantastic. Speaking of the cows, did you notice that the CGI, especially with the animals, is better in this than the first?
It came a few years later, I believe. So
yeah, so I think they got some... Oh, okay, so you're thinking time. I'm thinking time and maybe some more money.
They might have got some,
because I know the first one was popular, right?
Mm-hmm. These are only a few years old, too. These are very recent movies.
Yeah. The movie begins, for me, in one of the more awesome text disclaimers, which is telling you that all the animals in it are CGI, and when it lists the animals, it's like bull, duck, horses, and like it's a guarantee that you're going to see all those fucking things in this movie do something crazy.
Right. It literally says it lists like 12 animals and then says etc.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck yes.
What are you going to do to these animals?
I came to the right place.
Yeah. And it starts with a fucking elephant who's had enough shit.
With an elephant just absolutely fucking a man to death.
Yeah. It's a ritual with his mother.
Yes.
I believe, who is the queen.
The original, the first Baahubali's mother.
Yeah, this movie starts, if you remember the ending of...
the last movie ended in a flashback where the main character, Shiva Baahubali Jr., Mahendra, I think is his name.
Something like that, yeah.
Learning about his past, and it goes into this flashback. And the second movie just starts right in the flashback and finishes it out. So we're in the flashback. So Baahubali the First, the elder, his mom is doing this ritual that they have to do once a generation where somebody, one of the princesses or royalty or something, has to walk all the way to the temple with a pot of burning coals on her head, and she can't slow down and she can't stumble or break stride.
Yes. It's a real... the movie in general,
and there's a pissed off elephant in the way.
yeah, and he befriends the elephant basically.
He does, yeah.
In order to, and then the elephant helps him fire an arrow, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, it puts its trunk up and holds the bow, and he fires the arrow.
There's something I need to get out of the way immediately.
Okay.
And that's in the previous episode. I said I suggested that Baahubali was kind of like Schlubby, and I want to immediately vehemently denounce that statement.
Right, because the actor might find you.
Well,
as we learn in this one.
You see, I mean, he spends the entire first movie wearing very baggy clothing, and it was just... he's not a bad-looking dude. It was just like the female lead was like gorgeous, and he just kind of looked average compared to her. But like in this movie, he really made me eat crow, Dave. Really made me eat my hat.
Yeah. Well, the moment you saw he took off his shirt, and it's like, God damn,
he's fucking swole as shit.
Yeah, he's swole as shit. I get it now. Yeah.
It was a real shocking moment.
Oh yeah.
I was like, God damn.
Yeah. Baahubali. Shit.
Man, you got to wear some tighter fitting clothes. Show those guns off, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what makes him great, is he doesn't give a shit. He's like, you don't need to know I'm ripped.
His lounging pose, which we see about 3 or 4 dozen times, is just the purest thing.
Oh, yeah.
He just looks like 100% the president of the universe.
Yeah, and he spends like 30 minutes of this film, maybe more like 20, making someone else look badass. As a ruse, as a romantic ruse.
It's a very romantic comedy thing where it's like he's going to inherit the throne, and then his mom encourages him to go out, among the common people just to get a feel of what everybody likes and what the general temperament of the kingdom is like. So
he pulls a Princess Jasmine.
Exactly. And so he's pretending to be this bumbling dude. And what I like is that they call him Blockhead, and they really just decide they just stay with that phrase, and that delights me.
Oh yeah,
they're like, oh, the Blockhead.
Yeah, it's him and Katapa.
Yeah, Katapa. Who's the bodyguard from the first movie.
We should note that the first one ended with Katapa revealing that he killed Baahubali Senior.
Yeah,
That's like
father.
The cliffhanger.
Yeah. So this movie's kind of building up to that moment.
Yeah, this is a real like Star Wars prequel situation.
Only way better.
Yeah. Well, way better. I love the structure where they kind of give you the best of both worlds, because there's 2 timelines. One in which the story is being told, and we know that story is going to end really sad, and it creates a third act like darkness moment to go into then when the story's being told and they go to war and the story concludes. So you get like both in one, because you're watching this play out knowing like it's not going to end well in this flashback, and they keep you with it. Like half of this series is in that flashback. I would argue maybe more than half.
Yeah, it's a solid, because it's like the last half of the first movie, and then pretty much the first 2 hours and 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, it's basically, if this was one long movie, it would be right. It would be the Oreo, the gooey, the
cream,
tasty part,
the cream, the delicious cream.
There we go. Yeah, and it's sort of sandwiched, and so I wonder if it was like one long script, because I don't know. It structures well as two films. It structures well as one film, but it doesn't. It's not a traditional structure, which is what's interesting about it.
Yeah. It's in medieval India. I double checked.
Okay. And so yeah, we're starting in that flashback where his father meets his mother. And this is how Princess Jasmine's his way into this smaller kingdom.
Yeah, and she's the princess and she falls in love with him without realizing that he's the king.
Yeah. All while is that other guy her brother?
What was his name? Kumara, the guy that was like the bumbling guy.
The guy he made up to be badass, because he didn't seem like a romantic rival or anything. He didn't seem like he was interested. They just became friends. There wasn't actually any conflict between them, which I kind of liked.
I think so. I actually can't remember if he was her brother or a romantic rival.
I don't know. He didn't act like a romantic rival. He accepted Baahubali's presence.
That's true. Yeah. And he made the other guy look good, and then that scene where like he's hiding, like their kingdom gets attacked by the bandits, by the bandit army, like thousands of bandits.
Yeah, what the fuck? What were they doing?
I don't know.
Those bandits.
I'm wondering if bandit was an imperfect translation.
Maybe, yeah, because I when I think of bandit, I think of like stealing stuff. So I like the idea of thousands of them just going there to steal shit.
To just steal. They're all wearing burglar masks, carrying sacks with dollar signs on them.
Yeah.
The Kumara Varma, who's the bumbling guy, is hiding with all the women, and then Baahubali swings in there and hands him a dagger, and he's like, there's a moment in everybody's life where you get to prove that you're not a coward. This is your moment. And he dives out the window.
It's amazing, because I genuinely thought he was going to die there.
Yeah, but he ends up fucking a bunch of dudes up. I was like, all right, go on, man.
Because if he did die, Baahubali would have felt like a real asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he literally dives through the window, hands him a tiny ass knife, not a sword.
Yeah,
a tiny ass knife, and he's like, "Here's your chance, bro."
He hands him a dagger, says, "Don't be a bitch," and then dives out the window.
Yep. Mind you, this guy is protecting like what looks like 50 people.
Yeah, it's a whole
Yeah, and that's what's funny too. He's like, all their lives are in your hands,
right.
bro.
He's the only armed person in the room.
Yeah. Armed with a tiny dagger.
But he fucks them all up, though.
Was like, look, I need these swords. I'm not going to give you one of my swords, man.
Listen, the wisdom of Baahubali supercharged him, and he was able to fuck those dudes up.
And he does. I enjoy that this is not, because it's there's a lot of praise for Baahubali because he's like a half god, right? Like
they all kind of are.
Right.
Like all of them are kind of superheroes.
But he's a special boy, right? He's the Neo of the story. But like,
right, yeah, he's just good.
Yeah, and one of the things he seems to do is make other people do badass stuff. I would say his I don't think they're married. His girlfriend, the woman from the first one.
No, they're not married. She's leading the rebel forces against Bilal
I feel like she was in the back seat for this movie.
We barely see her, actually.
Yeah, but his mother kicks some ass. The first time we see her, she fucks up a bunch of dudes with a curtain and a sword.
Yeah, yep.
But it was like, I really liked that other character. So when they showed her, I was like, oh, right. Where have you been? But it's mostly flashbacks. So.
Right, it's mostly flashbacks, so we don't get to see her. And the other thing I was bummed about, unless there's a detail I'm forgetting from the first movie, is that he doesn't go back to... We don't get to see him check back in with the people who raised him. The people at the bottom of the waterfall. They get a giant gold statue head.
They get a giant head, and they're like, wow, something happened up there.
I guess he killed the king, huh? Look at that.
Yeah.
That's the king's giant golden statue head.
Not sure why the gold floated here, but whatever.
Listen,
that doesn't make any sense.
Listen. He stomped on the head of two bulls and broke Balaladeva's helicopter carriage in half.
That's true. That shot where he's on the fucking helicopter carriage, it was just like, oh, yes. God, there's so many moments of this film like that.
Shit.
God damn. They catapult themselves as man
Oh my
balls.
God, the human cannonballs.
Yes.
I exclaimed when that happened.
Yeah. he fucking they need to get into this
Balaladeva's fortress, his castle.
Yeah, into the fortress, so they like form a ball with their shields and they catapult on trees, and it works.
Yeah, they go. The funniest thing is they go careening through stuff.
Yes, some of them like smack against the walls.
Yeah,
some of them don't quite make it, which is very funny.
It's just like five guys locking arms and holding their shields around them to make a ball. That's all it is.
Yeah. So fucking
it is
cool.
extremely hilarious and extremely awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the flashback is all about basically how Balaladeva and his father, basically Game of Thrones of Bahubali. First,
the swarmy mustache father.
Yeah, that guy.
What a mustache.
With his fake hand.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's fake because in one scene, like, his, like, one of his fingers on his disabled hand is like flopping around crazily like it's made of rubber. So
right.
Like, I think that's a fake hand.
Yeah.
If it's not, I apologize to the actor.
Yeah, and we know that Katappa is eventually going to kill Baahubali, and we don't really know why, and that's part of the tension.
Right, we don't know why or how it's going to happen because they're like BFFs.
Yes, they're at the whole thing. And there's never a sign of anything that's going to go wrong.
Mm-mm. It's just they Balaladeva and his dad can basically they chicanery Baahubali out of the throne and then out of the palace, and then they convince the Queen Mother. They trick poor Kumaravarma into trying to kill Balaladeva. So that they can be like, you see, Baahubali is trying to assassinate Balaladeva because Kumaravarma is his friend, so you got to go kill him. And so she sends Katappa to kill him, and he has to.
Yeah, and he stabs him in the back, and then he watches him die. Mm-hmm. And it's very sad.
It was, yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, this movie is emotional. I think it's because we've been with the characters for so long. It was...
Yeah, and having, like you said, having the prequel... essentially an entire prequel movie that we know is going to end bad and then have an act 3 after it made that like 30-minute act 3 that much more emotional.
Right, because you can it's everything they're fighting for.
Yeah. It's like so much fucking like God, like you hate Balaladeva and his dad so fucking much by the end of this movie. They're such evil little bastards.
Exactly. You want nothing more than to see this man get thrown into a pile of sticks and burnt alive.
And that happens. A pile of sticks that what was her name? Devasena, the mother, Bahubali 2's mother. Yeah. She's been doing nothing but piling kindling into that pile for the past 25 years.
And boy, it didn't get wasted.
Specifically to burn Balaladeva's body.
Yeah. She probably didn't imagine he'd be alive when it happened.
No, but that was...
She's like, well, that worked out.
That was a bonus. Yeah, so like...
Yeah.
They basically... They engineer it to trick the queen into sending Katappa to kill Bahubali, and then...
I would argue that some of it they lucked into. Because he meets this princess. Mm-hmm. There's this like weird misunderstanding where Bahubali's brother there, he wants to marry her, and they send her a message. He does, not knowing that Baahubali is there.
He doesn't really because remember, Balaladeva learns that Baahubali is like sweet on the princess of this smaller kingdom. So to spite him, he goes to his mom and is like, "Hey, I'm in love with this lady. I'd like."
She wingmans him.
Yeah. But when Katappa gets the message away in the kingdom with Baahubali, he assumes that the queen was, because it's like I'm asking,
talking about him,
right?
Yeah,
like
because she also promised, that she was going to find him a wife after when he came back. So he assumed that's what she was doing. So then they go, and it's man, that like royal court. My favorite thing about those scenes is that there's an audience there.
Yeah, yep.
And like, can you imagine how awesome? Like, you go to see politics, you go to Congress, shit like that doesn't happen if you're watching something.
Especially the second time.
Yes, when Baahubali removes a man's head,
just cuts his head off.
Yeah,
it's like
shit.
Yeah, they get into
like, I wanted to hear someone in the audience just yell out, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, somebody goes like, "God damn!"
Yeah,
air horn goes off.
Yeah, I'd be going to those all the goddamn time. They're like soap operas.
Like, man, you don't know, somebody might get their fucking head cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, the queen's insulted because the Devasena rejected her proposal, essentially. And they kind of like, it's a little complicated, but it basically creates a rift between Baahubali and the queen. She makes him decide between Devasena or being the king, and he's like, well, you taught me that I always have to do the thing that's correct, and I can't take the throne if it means that I have to harm another person, and
yeah, he gets demoted.
Yeah.
He gets put in the brother's position.
Yeah.
I say it's luck because it's Devasena is the one who he wants to marry, right? Mm-hmm. She's kind of a hothead.
Yes.
And so like, that's lucky because and it's not her fault because she doesn't know what's happening here. She doesn't know that this guy is trying to destroy Baahubali. So she's very rightfully like, you can't marry me off to this other guy. What the fuck? And like, kind of, she's also a Princess Jasmine in this. Because she's like, I'm not going to just going to be given to some dude.
Exactly. Like, she's outraged that the queen was like, oh, well, you have my permission to marry her. And she's like, I have a say in this.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know anything about your dumbass son.
So she's not really like a hot. She's understandably angry.
Outraged, yeah. I mean, she is a hothead because she starts. There's a couple of scenes.
She starts some shit.
Yeah,
there's
a couple of scenes where she really says a little bit more than she should have.
Right, because she pushes it.
Yeah,
like she gets her way in a lot of these. In that sense of who she wants to marry, which is Baahubali, he gives up the throne, and then she keeps fucking prodding that queen, and
she
it's
really
like,
does.
Oh, listen, she's gonna kill you.
Yeah, what's up, queen bitch?
Yeah,
you're full of shit. You and all your laws are bullshit. Basically,
yeah, it's like, oh, lady, you're gonna drown holding a baby in a river.
Actually, that happens to the queen.
Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm. She actually survives.
Devasena is the one that
she spills the sticks.
Yeah, Balala Deva chains her in the palace square for a quarter century.
Yeah, the queen is the one.
She's like,
who's at the beginning of it. Yeah.
I'm just gonna collect this kindling to burn your ass to death someday.
Right? Why did they let her collect the kindling? I guess because it was like, it's something for her to do.
Yeah,
no one questioned it. Mm-hmm. Like, why is she collecting all those sticks?
I don't know, man.
Are we going to clear out the sticks? Nah, just leave the sticks there. They're fine.
Leave her sticks. It's all she's got.
Yeah.
And then right before he got set on fire, Dad was like, man, I should have let them clear out these sticks.
I should have cleared out the fucking sticks. Oh, shit.
I did not see this coming.
Yeah. So they, again, it felt very like better prequels because there's like it's not just people getting murdered, it's also people being like living in shame. Mm-hmm. And going in exile and trying to get away and stuff like that. Because the queen, she tries to leave with the baby. Because she announces the baby is the heir to the throne. Right,
yeah, because Katapa comes back and in a real fucking baller move smears Bahubali's blood on her hands.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, because he stabs Baahubali in front of this fire, and it's very prequel.
Holy fucking shit! Can we talk about the corpse tree?
Yeah.
You remember? You remember the corpse tree?
I think so.
Okay, so when Katapa's out there, the queen gives him the order to go kill Baahubali, so he goes out to this village, but Balala Deva is like, I don't know if we can really trust this guy, so they have him tied to a tree and they're burning him, and Baahubali shows up to save him, and all the guards run off, and then they get attacked by the same barbarian tribe from the first movie.
Right.
And in the middle of the fight, like, first of all, he gets shot with about 1,000 arrows, but he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
But he's fine. Yeah.
He kicks this like lever, and it whips up this huge tree behind him that's just has a ton of the barbarians like fucking staked to it, and then it gets struck by lightning and explodes.
Right.
It's the fucking metalist moment I have ever seen in a movie.
Again,
It's
better
a
than the
huge
prequels.
corpse tree.
Yeah.
If Anakin Skywalker had kicked a pulley and a fucking corpse tree whipped up behind him, I'd be like, these are the best movies ever.
Right. It's these put, I think, most Hollywood movies to shame. Because it's like, look, you have all this money and CGI. Why aren't you doing this stuff?
Do something. Do something crazy with it.
Yeah. Why don't you have a character in another tree incident tear a tree out of the ground and bludgeon a man with the trunk of the tree, with the roots?
Yes,
which happens in this. A lot of tree stuff.
There's a whole lot of tree play in this. Yeah.
Yeah. That scene is fucking. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And when he stabs him, it's dark.
It sucks.
It's dark as
sad.
shit.
Yeah.
And then when he wipes her blood, and then he also, along with wiping his blood on the queen's hands, he later uses a door to fend off men. Mm-hmm. He rips a door. And when I say door, I mean like, I don't know, like an 18-foot tall like steel door.
Yeah, he lifts it laboriously out of its hinges and then uses it like a fucking riot shield against the palace guards.
It's incredible.
It's pretty awesome.
Katapa is, I think, the best character.
He's pretty dope, yeah.
Hands down. He has the most like emotional stuff to do. He I think is the most badass. And he's like this old dude for most of the movie.
Yeah.
He's got that old man energy. Like that weird old man strength.
Yeah, that old man freak strength.
Yeah, exactly. He's great. And by the end, he doesn't give a fuck.
No, hell no.
Yeah, why would he?
When fucking Baladeva's dad is like, you swore an oath to the king and now you're betraying and it's not too late to go back, and he just slaps the shit out of him.
Right.
He just fucking smacks him like a bear.
Oh, it's great.
It's incredible.
So fucking good. So yeah, then the queen announces the baby is the heir.
Yeah, because Katapa tells her that it was all a plot by Balaladeva.
Right, and then she runs off with the baby and then is shot by an arrow.
By Balaladeva.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Shoots his own mom in the back.
Yeah, she falls into the
river, and that's how we see her in the first movies. She drowns holding baby Baahubali above the water.
And that's the thing about this movie is I didn't even need it to explain why the other movie started with a woman in a river holding a baby above her head. Because I just, it's so awesome that I was willing to accept anything the movie threw at me. But like like a good prequel, it like puts together all the pieces. Mm-hmm. Like I had forgotten about it, and everything falls perfectly into place in I would say a pretty natural way.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel forced.
No. And like we're talking mostly about the story right now, which should say something about this film.
Yeah, that's true.
It's actually intriguing.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of stretches where it's just goofiness and singing, but that's fine.
Yeah, there's stuff that it's the stuff where it's designed to let you get to know the people. Both films again start kind of slow with these like romantic pursuits,
and then after about like the 40 or 50 minute mark, it's like, okay, now it's happening.
Yeah, like the first part of the movie.
Gets loud.
Yeah, shit gets seriously loud. A golden statue will topple. The head will roll and serve as a bridge.
Just from the sheer powerful bludgeoning of two men, two demigods.
Yeah. That fucking Kill Bill mace.
Yeah, that was dope as shit. Yeah, his fucking mace.
And then when Baahubali fucking wraps chains around his fists.
It was his mom's shackles.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh fuck!
He makes
What a
he makes
film.
Hulk fists out of the shackles and starts just beating the Christ out of Balaladeva.
It is
Like whipping him with the chain and shit. It's pretty fucking rad.
Holy shit!
Oh my gosh!
Everything about this fucking. There's so many details when they're in the romantic comedy where he's pretending to be like a dummy and the princess sort of suspects something, she calls him out, and to test him she has him fight, I don't know, a giant goat.
Yeah.
Okay, that was something, and he just takes it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and earlier they hunt boar.
They do. Yeah.
And it's just a fun little sequence, and it's still fucking awesome. He's like deflecting arrows off of the guy's arrows, or off of her arrows, to make it seem like the other guy is winning.
Yes.
It's fucking wild. The swan boat.
Oh my God.
Remember the fucking swan boat?
Man, you guys, it's like his craft, like his personal craft. This is Baahubali Senior. It's like a giant swan boat, roughly the size of a Carnival cruise liner.
Yes.
And they sail underneath that giant elephant statue.
Yes, and it fucking it
breaks their flag.
It's Lord of the Rings shit.
It is.
And since it's done in a certain style, they have this part where the point of the scene, and I almost I kind of appreciate this style with movies, is that a lot of the time, if I'm understanding this style, the musical style, is that a song kind of represents a emotional bond of sorts. Not always, but it's like any musical.
Right,
I guess.
like any musical. It's conveying a moment, some sort of growth in character.
Yeah, so basically they hook up on the boat, like they become closer on the boat, as told from a fucking dance number where the swan boat's flowing through the sky and they're shooting blue and pink like jizz everywhere. And it's like magical as shit. Oh, it's great.
It is real magical, bro.
Yeah, it's real magical. This is what you do with CGI. This is how you do CGI.
You make two giant bulls pull a helicopter carriage.
Who is the guy? God damn it.
And
so good.
And then you have a guy flip through the air and fucking crush their skulls with his feet and break the carriage in half.
The carriage met an ending fitting, for that awesome carriage.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, because that was out of control.
Remember when he knocks Balaladeva off the top of the golden statue and then drops a fucking knee on him like fucking Macho Man from 100 feet up?
So good.
And the shockwave cracks the ground and ripples through the moat.
Remember when?
Damn it, this movie.
Remember when his mother throws a severed head in the air? And he takes a bow and arrow and fires that severed head thousands of feet into and it smacks into the king or the prince's chair.
Yeah, he's king.
He's king then.
He's king. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is.
Because that's in the future.
That's in the future. Yeah. Whose head was that? I forget whose head that was.
That was the guy who he kills in the last movie. It was like the captain of the Balaladeva's guard or something. Like he sent him out there, I think, with Katapa.
Right. Okay.
And then Katapa realized who Baahubali was, and then Baahubali just fucking cuts his head off.
Right. I can't stress this enough. Is that she throws the severed head in the air, right? Like a skeet. Throws it up
like a clay pigeon.
Yeah. And Baahubali fires his arrow at it, and now the arrow is just like stone and wood. One imagines, but he is so fucking magically badass that the arrow sticks into the head, I believe,
and carries the head all the way to the palace.
Carries the head, yeah, at least 1,000 feet. Maybe more.
Probably more. It's like 1 or 2. It's like more. 1 or 2 miles.
Yeah, you're right. Jesus. And so from their point of view, they're seeing these dots on the horizon, and then they're like, what's that thing? It's getting bigger. And then it just a severed head smacks into them. It's amazing.
And fucking Bilal Adema's telescope.
Oh, that thing was
looks
awesome.
like a giant laser cannon.
Yeah.
And he has to
everything in this movie.
It gently adds another diamond to it so he can see further, and he looks through the thing, and as he sees Baahubali the son and has a heart attack, and then his dad looks through it and also has a heart attack.
Right. This movie, the director, I assume on set, when people brought him props or ideas or costumes, he would look at it and he'd either say, that's not awesome enough, or yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is exactly awesome enough for this film.
We haven't even mentioned the cliffhanger, which is that I love this part. Katapa, again, revealed to Baahubali that he killed his father, and he told this elaborate story. And what I love is Baahubali, what he takes from that is he just starts calling him grandfather. And that's it. He's not mad that this guy killed his father. I think that's very important because the movie ends on that as a cliffhanger.
Yes.
And by the time the story is told, you're not mad at Katapa. You sort of understand. I mean, it sucks.
It sucks, but you understand why it happened.
Yeah, you understand why he did it. He's a flawed person for doing it. And Baahubali, there's no drama there. He just doesn't even mention it. He doesn't even say, I forgive you, I don't think. I think he's just like, oh, that sucks. All right, well, let's go kill these people.
Yeah, let's go beat this guy with chains and set him on fire.
Yeah, I really like that because it ends on an emotional cliffhanger that is kind of a reveal that you want to know the story of, but I never wanted to see a rift between them because that was, I don't know. Unless the story was different, it takes you to a place where you don't want the movie to do this tired subplot where he has to be mad at him, and I'm glad it doesn't.
Yeah.
Why would it? They need to save room for him wailing on guys.
Yeah, we need more of that.
More exploding chariot. I can't stress enough that golden head floats
down all the way down the river and falls down to the little village that raised him.
The ending sequence, because it ends rather abruptly. Baahubali...
it does, yeah. It's extremely abrupt, yeah.
Yeah, he reclaims his throne. There's a moment of celebration. Again, like Star Wars. Kind of the ending of Star Wars, I always felt. The first one, I remember being pretty abrupt. And then it just cuts to the floating head. Yep. As it floats down the river, and I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. And they follow it for quite a while because it floats. It basically flows through Baahubali's journey to get to that kingdom. And I like that as an ending because it reminds you everything he went through. And then it goes over the waterfall that he had to climb. And then it breaks up, and then I was hoping to see just a cow standing there, and then the head just fall on the cow, but instead it falls in front of that shrine. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I dig it.
These are great films.
Yeah, it's they're pretty fucking good.
They're okay. It's that thing. I think we said in the previous episode that Marvel should do more Bollywood dance numbers, which I guess the Eternals is going to have if that ever gets made. It's not just that the cue I want them to take from this movie is that it's be more awesome. You have these characters. I enjoy the Marvel movies, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
But why isn't Captain America tearing a tree out of the ground and beating people with it?
Yeah. Why isn't the Red Skull driving a helicopter carriage?
Yeah. God, why isn't he doing that?
Because
with the Hydra logo with razor blades on it, spinning really fast.
Because Disney is cowards.
Disney is cowards. I want to see people get attacked by goats more. I don't know.
Man, I'm reading about this is a big the trailer for Baahubali for this movie, Baahubali 2, was the second most viewed trailer of 2017. That means
nice.
That means it was Avengers Infinity War and then Baahubali 2.
Damn right. It earned it. It deserved it.
Man, some of the posters for this movie are extremely Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, I assume it's a international Marvel equivalent. I assume if anybody in India would be listening to this, they'd be like, yeah, no shit, Baahubali rocks.
It's like the biggest fucking movie, of course.
Yeah, where have you been? Like, it's I want more of these. There's
apparently novels and a comic too.
Okay, that's cool because the story is creative enough to keep my interest, but I kind of need that sweet like
I need the movie
cannonball made of men.
I need this fucking movie. The comic might be pretty bitchin'.
That's true,
because I assume he'll be dropping knees on motherfuckers from 150 feet in the air.
You're right. Yeah, it really just needs visuals.
Yeah,
it is essentially a superhero movie. But
yeah, it is. It's like a weird historical epic superhero movie.
Yeah, and it makes, I don't know. I think half of the superhero films made in America should be ashamed of themselves if they watch this movie and they're like, why didn't we do that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's better emotionally than most of them too. Like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's, man, like even, I think, yeah, other than like Black Panther, I can't think of what else comes close to this. The emotion of this movie.
I would say it definitely matches the emotion of a lot of the Avengers films.
That's
I would
true.
Say,
yeah, like Endgame. Yeah.
Yeah, it's able to give you that feeling. Like when it ended, I was legitimately like happy. When the sad parts were happening, I was legitimately sad because, the reason that's I think significant is that this movie is so batshit insane.
It is.
This and the last one.
Yeah.
That it having an emotional reaction is hard in a movie like this, I think.
Yeah, in a movie where a man surfs a sea of flaming cows.
Exactly. It's hard to watch a man surf a sea of flaming cows and then later get like really emotional over his death.
You're going to be like, okay, in about an hour and a half, you're going to be really sad. I'm like, I don't see how, but okay.
Yeah.
And then it gets that part, I'm like, God, I'm really sad.
Yeah, Katapa,
how could you?
How could you? Like, literally, how could you? The man just took, like, 50 arrows in the back and he was fine.
Yeah, to protect you.
I don't know how the sword...
How physically did you do that?
How did you do that? You need to tell others in case that becomes a problem in the future, you know? Like, because these people, they cannot be stopped.
Right. They're, like, ripping trees out of the ground on the reg.
Yeah. Firing 3 arrows at once and shit like that. It's madness.
That scene where he throws where it's he and the princess Devasena are shooting a bunch of the bandits and he runs out of arrows. Oh no, he doesn't run arrows, but he puts his bow, like he wraps it around a guy's head and just like slingshots it into his face.
Oh yeah.
And then he pulls out some arrows and does a little spin and like adds his arrows to the princess's arrows and they fire like 6 or 7 arrows.
It's fucked up.
It's like fucking incredible.
Imagine getting shot by arrows. Then imagine you get shot by like 6 arrows, right? And then imagine realizing that those 6 arrows came from 2 people and that those 2 people were clearly flirting.
Yeah, and that they fired them.
They're like, what the fuck?
They fired them from the same bow at the same time.
Yeah. On like a date.
Yeah. It's
like the date where they murder bandits together.
It was like a dance move when they did it.
Yeah. It's fucking wild. This movie is incredible. If you like superhero movies, you should watch this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you like superhero movies and dance numbers, well, I got great news for you.
There's both of them in these films.
Yeah. There's both. I will definitely say, like, I don't think this is a fault of the movies because I don't think movies have to immediately entertain me this way. But, like, it's technically slow starts for both of these movies in terms of action.
Yes.
They give you a little bit at first, I think, like, at least in this movie. but it takes a second and then it doesn't stop once it starts.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, both movies get to about the 40 or 50 minute mark, and then shit starts happening and it does not stop.
Yeah. And you forget where you are.
Yeah.
Because I had the same thing with the first one where I was like, I'm probably going to watch this in 2 pieces. And then I got through the first 40 minutes. I'm like, okay, this isn't bad, but I'm starting to get pretty bored. And then I looked away for a second, looked back, looked at my watch for a second, and suddenly the movie was over. And I was like, wait, what happened? Oh shit! I just sat through the entire movie because that was awesome.
Yeah, it's
like you just every time I think I'm not. Yeah, it like teases you at first, and then you can't look away at a certain point.
Yeah, it's pretty bitchin'.
Trying to think. God damn.
Trying to think if there's any other major fucking shit that I forgot to call out.
Right, because there's so many little moves that it's hard to keep track.
Him cutting that guy's head off in the royal
cutting
court.
That guy's head off. Holy shit! It was a good way because the idea is that his wife.
Yeah, they're married at that point.
They are married.
Mm-hmm.
She like cuts a man's fingers off at the market.
Yeah, it's the guy that it's after they Baahubali gets relieved of his position.
Right.
And it's the guy that they put in his place. So it's like the commander of the army, and he makes all the women enter the city through a different line than normal, and he's groping each of them as they walk past.
Right, and so she cuts off
his fingers off when she gets to him.
Yeah, they blame her, take her into court, and Baahubali quickly takes the heat off of her, by just saying "you did what," and then cutting his fucking head off. He says something like, "I don't think you should have your fingers cut off."
You did cutting his fingers off was the wrong thing. He's like, for a guy that was about to grope you, you should have cut his head off, and then he just fucking cuts the guy's head off.
And everybody's just like, whoa, wait a fucking second here. Everybody, holy shit. And it's just,
it's pretty wild.
Suddenly she's, it's pretty goddamn wild. It's again, really takes the heat off of her.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to mention when he fucks up that chariot, that move starts by him kicking 2 bulls in the face.
Mm-hmm. It sure does.
Just have to make sure that's clear, is that we described this chariot in the last episode, but just to make it crystal clear, it's like a chariot, 2 bulls, and this extension that goes out with a whirring blade in the front. Mm-hmm. It's like a Dr. Seuss machine, and he uses it to just cut through armies.
Yeah, he just mows through people. In the first one, it's pulled by 2 horses, and it's a single blade. In this one, he has upgraded to 2 bulls, and it is now 3 blades.
Right, and so Baahubali jumps the blades, kicks the bulls in the face, and then I'm not exactly sure what happens, but the blades shatter.
Yeah, he comes down on the bull's head, so they crash into the ground, and then the whole thing just snaps in half.
Right, and there's a shot of him like kind of surfing the explosion.
Yep.
Well, the guy like is also pissed, and like they start. I think he like flies a chain at him, or like there's some midair, and it's like a Matrix shot.
Yeah.
Of them like slow mo on top of this ridiculous disaster happening under their feet.
2 bulls dying.
This moment in time that would have only existed once. Like there's guaranteed no way this would have existed any other time.
This will ever happen again. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I get that there's like oppression and stuff, but it seems like a pretty cool city to live if you're just like on, like working at a shop, keep, minding your own business. And every now and then you have maybe a nice loft where you can like watch this shit go down.
Yeah, where you can watch a man kick 2 bulls in the face and then throw a statue at a guy.
And that's like your king. Like that's the guy in charge fighting the other guy in charge.
Yeah.
It's way better politics.
Yeah, all politics should be chain clubs and helicopter carriages.
Yeah.
And fist fights.
Oh, great films.
Yeah, these movies fucking rule. They're both on Netflix. Listen, it's a long weekend.
It's 4th of July,
4th of July
right?
weekend, man.
Yeah, no better...
No better time than to celebrate Independence Day than to watch Baahubali liberate his people.
Yeah.
By kicking lots of dudes and
ripping
trees out of the ground and making himself into a human cannonball.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Making Hulk fists out of chains and beating the holy hell out of some guy.
There's so many movies I want.
Wailing on him.
Just wailing on him.
Oh my gosh.
They should make a movie. Like, we should hire them all to come here and tell the story of our 4th of July. Like our war for independence, but told through this lens.
Yeah, make like The Patriot, only like this.
Right. Just make everything like this. Every movie.
Every historical epic should be told like this.
Yeah, they definitely should get a superhero film.
Make Lincoln, but make Lincoln like this.
Lincoln. Oh, yeah.
Have Daniel Day-Lewis be uppercutting people into the stratosphere.
Oh, and you can get Daniel Day for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Make him have like a bullwhip or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's things to do. There's options.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch these movies, guys.
Yeah, they're totally worth it.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts?
No, just this movie fucking rips.
Okay. Well, folks. Well, first of all, thank you to Andrew Maguire. Like, big thanks to Andrew Maguire. I would have never watched these movies otherwise.
Mm-mm. No, I had no idea. I had no idea these movies existed.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Andrew did this through our Patreon. You can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We have exclusive podcasts there, like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder is a Maniac, and also tiers where you can, request your own We Just Watched episode and blow our fucking minds.
Yeah, blow our goddamn minds with a movie like Baahubali.
Yeah, with Baahubali.
Yeah, fucking Baahubali.
Man.
We also have a store, tpublic.com/store/gamefullyunemployed, where you can check out merchandise. We got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, stickers, all kinds of stuff. You can check that out if you are so inclined.
Do we have mugs?
I think you can get shit on mugs, can't you?
I don't know.
Can't you get like a Sheev mug?
That's a reward from one of our tiers.
Oh, right. Maybe we don't have mugs. Maybe I misspoke. Look, I don't know what the fuck is in our store.
Everybody's so thirsty, and they're not going to get it. It's called TeePublic. It's TeePublic.
We could be selling roach eggs for all I know.
We really could be. We could be.
I have no idea what we're selling.
There's no oversight.
No. Certainly not from me.
No.
No idea what the fuck is happening in there.